And for more on China-UK relations, I'm joined by David Thomas in Sydney, Australia. He's the CEO of Think Global Consulting. So, David, first of all, a golden era of relations. What is the potential for these two countries?
Well, there's a lot of potential, Elaine, thank you. And I'm very glad that the UK is stepping up into this opportunity. I feel that to some extent the UK missed out on some of the early China boom because of maybe some disagreements over the pace of democracy in Hong Kong before 1997. So I think they missed out a bit, and now they're playing catch up. But it's very good to see that they're talking about a golden era and pushing quite hard now.
So you're saying catching up from the UK side. How important is this relationship as it builds new trade ties with other countries outside of the EU post-Brexit?
Well, it's so important. China itself is larger as an economy than the whole of the Eurozone put together. So as Britain now starts to look for new trading partners outside Europe, China is the obvious place to start.
And David, Prime Minister May said that the UK is a natural partner when it comes to the Belt and Road Initiative and the AIIB. That sounds like a pretty big endorsement considering her predecessor, David Cameron, wasn't so keen on these initiatives. So what do you make of this turnaround?
Well, David Cameron was the first Western leader to sign up to the AIIB. So in my view, David Cameron actually was pushing this quite hard. And Britain has now been one of the first countries to get involved in the Belt and Road through the train that left from Barking and went to Yiwu last year. So I think actually the UK is doing a reasonable job around this. And I think from what I can hear coming out of Beijing this week, this will be pushed forward further.
What about when it comes to tourism? We know that a lot of Chinese tourists travel throughout the UK, may not be as reciprocal, but what more needs to be done when it comes to tourism between these two?
Well, I think the UK needs to step up and offer a more China-friendly experience. Already we're starting to see millions of Chinese tourists travelling around the world, and the UK is a favoured destination. But of course, UK tourism operators now need to offer Chinese packages in Chinese language delivered by Chinese people in the UK so that people who go to the UK get a good experience and want to come back again.
And look, they have a lot to talk about already when it comes to sport. China has big football goals, as we know, wants to be the best in the world. The UK has world-class players and its system is unmatched. So other than sport, though, trade and investment, what are some other areas of exchange and cooperation?
Well, the services sector is the big one now. China's middle class, which is already 300 million, predicted to double over the next decade or so. That Chinese middle class people are starting to get involved in healthcare, education, tourism, you've already mentioned, plus a range of other services, including, of course, the financial services sector, which is a major opportunity for the UK. So I would see UK companies starting to tap into the Chinese middle class, and we're going to see a lot more happen in those areas over the next few years.
All right, David Thomas in Sydney, Australia. Thank you for your time.